The number one question I get about the BILT Mastercard is, how do I actually use the app to pay for rent using the BILT Mastercard? So this video is going to be a tutorial on how to pay rent using the BILT Mastercard. Now there are two official methods to pay rent and one unofficial method that BILT actually allows you to do. These methods are 1. Paying by check, 2. Putting your BILT checking and routing number into your apartment complex portal, 3. Actually linking your BILT checking and routing number to your Venmo account and sending money to your landlord via Venmo. Let's go over how to do each of these methods and also look at the other tabs such as travel, transfer partners, and BILT Protect. Option 1 is going to be pay by check. When you get the BILT Mastercard in the mail, it usually comes with this little box in it with the QR code that you can scan. It's going to lead you to the app page where you can get the app. It's going to tell you to create an account and then you can sign into the account using the app. Now you'll see 5 different tabs on the bottom of the 2024 version of the BILT card. First is going to be BILT for you, pay rent, neighborhood, travel, and wallet. So to pay rent, we just go to the pay rent tab. Now at the top of the pay rent tab, it's going to ask you for your home address. This is going to be saved as home on your file. Just put in your home address or whoever's address you're going to send in a check for. Now it's going to have 2 options for you, pay rent online or pay by check. For this example, we're going to go for the pay by check option. Now it's going to have this section that says your check details. Payable to is whoever your landlord is. Delivery address, wherever you want the check to go, either your house or your landlord's address. After you filled out all that information, just click the pay now button. Then it'll ask, what's your rent this month? Then just put in the exact number that your landlord wants. For example, my rent is going to be $3,011.62. Then it'll say check payment details. For payable to, put your landlord's name or whoever you decide to pay. And for the delivery address, you can either send it to your own house where you can get the check and hand it over to your landlord, or you could put your landlord's address where BILT just sends you the check to your landlord. I personally just like to send my check to my landlord. I don't want to have to walk over to his house and give it to him, so BILT just covers that for me. Check memo. This is just going to be rent for my house. Usually BILT will just cover this part for you. For delivery method, just use first class. It usually takes around 7 to 8 days for it to get to your landlord. Pretty simple. You don't have to pay anything for this. Now, if you're late on rent and you really forgot about it on accident, it's happened to me before too, then you can pay for the 2-day shipping, which is going to be $10 extra. Then just press the confirm button. Now it'll say review and pay, and the first option is going to be your BILT card. Now just press the pay button and it's going to take you to this confirmation page, and they're also going to send you a confirmation email with all your check details on it. So now what happens to that $3,011.62 in my example? Well, it gets charged to my statement on my credit card, just as if I were to go to like a grocery store and bought $3,011.62 worth of food. Now, if you don't want this big payment on your credit card statement, which could be dangerous for credit card utilization, BILT actually has a system where they could just take out the money from your checking account instead of actually charging your statement. Let me elaborate here. If I have $3,000 on my statement and my credit limit is only $7,000, that means I almost have a almost 50% credit utilization, which is terrible. If my statement closes, my credit score is going to drop drastically. So instead of it going onto my credit limit, BILT has a system where they just take out money from the checking account that you linked to your BILT account so that your credit statement never gets touched in the first place, and you can have a good credit utilization using the BILT card. So if you want BILT to take out the money for your rent directly out of your checking account rather than charging your statement, what you could do is toggle on BILT Protect before you make the payment. You can find this in your rent tab. Hit the pay rent online tab button, find the your rewards on rent payments section, and toggle the BILT Protect debit to be on. Turning this on means that your credit card statement will just be 0 and it'll just take money out of your checking account, which you connected to the BILT app. This means your credit utilization can be low and therefore you can have a great credit limit and still safely use this app. Just one word of caution before you use this method: make sure you have enough money in your checking account before toggling this on. If you don't have enough money in your checking account or whatever account you decide to link to the app, then it's going to take out $3,000 from your account and it might give you a negative balance that gives you fees, and that's never a good look. Now that you sent your check to your landlord, once they cash it in, that's when the process ends, and that's when you get 1 point per dollar spent on rent. Now, sometimes your landlord may take long to cash in the check, and in this situation, if it passes 90 days, then BILT is just going to cancel the check and it's going to be refunded back to you. But that's really a rare situation. I mean, which landlord doesn't want their rent checked in? Now, keep in mind, if you want to receive points on rent, you have to swipe your card 4 more times in order to receive that 1 point per dollar on rent. BILT requires you to have 5 swipes on your card in order to receive the rent points. For example, 1 rent payment and 4 Starbucks drinks 4 separate Starbucks drinks, then you get your rent points. Yeah, I specifically just like to use my BILT card for like 4 other coffees. It makes it so simple and I can just get my points easily. Thing to note is that you can only receive a maximum of 100,000 BILT points per year. So if your rent exceeds $100,000 per year, you're only capped to 100,000 unfortunately, but man, whose rent is over $100,000 per year? That is a lot of rent. So if your rent is like $10,000 a month, yeah, you're only limited up to like 10 months of that. In the last 2 months, you can't really get, unfortunately. Now, option 2 is pay through your apartment portal. So now we're gonna do a similar process. We're gonna go down to the pay rent tab and you're gonna find the pay rent online section. Here, it's gonna provide you a routing number and an account number with your name on it that BILT provides for you. So you can see where this is going. You can just go on your apartment portal, put in your name, your account number, your BILT account number, and your BILT routing number, and it just works like your regular checkings account. With this method, BILT takes care of that 3% transaction fee. If you were to just put your credit card information down into your portal, you would usually get charged 3% on your entire rent, which is a lot of money. So let's look at my previous apartment's portal just as an example so we can see how the process works. You can see on my portal, it asks me for my account number, my routing number, and bank account type. Here, I'm going to put in my BILT account number, my BILT routing number, my name, and then just a checking account. Now the account holder is going to be your name, you, not BILT. Now I just go to my invoices, press pay my invoices, and I'm just going to charge it to my BILT checking account. And boom, it'll either charge my BILT statement if I don't have BILT Protect toggled on, but since I always like to just have BILT Protect toggled on, it's just going to take money out of my account and I'm going to see 3,000 points in my BILT statement. And then I'm going to buy 4 coffees this month and boom, I have 3,011 points now debited into my account, which I can then use for free travel. Option 3 is pay through Venmo. Now this is an option that BILT doesn't really advertise, but if you check on their website, you can see that it is legitimate. No one really knows about this, but if you go to the FAQ section of their website, it says that you can definitely connect that checking and routing number to your Venmo account. Now, as long as that one BILT payment on your Venmo account is to your landlord once a month, and for the allotted rent amount that you usually put, then you'll be fine. The way to do this is go to your Venmo account, click on payment methods, add a bank or card, click bank, verify bank manually, then add your BILT account and routing number once again. Now after this, it's going to require 2 random deposit amounts that you're going to have to get from BILT. For example, it could be like 12 cents or like 46 cents. And then you have to put those 2 numbers in. After a day or 2, BILT is going to text you those 2 amounts. For example, mine was 12 cents and 46 cents. And then I just go back to Venmo, go through that whole entire process again, verify my bank information. I put 12 cents and 46 cents and boom, now I can Venmo my landlord. Now this is great because once again, instead of having to put my credit card information down, I have this fake account and routing number that I can just pull money out of, which is my BILT account, and avoid that 3% transaction fee. So same process, if you have BILT Protect toggled on, it just takes money straight out of your account rather than even hitting your statement credit. So just, if you have the funds, make sure to just toggle it on. Now you might be tempted to use this for other features such as food so you can earn extra points, or just like Venmoing your friends, but I've actually tried and they definitely flagged me. They sent me this email saying that you can't do this anymore and we're on to you. I pretty much knew that they would catch on almost immediately, but I did it for educational purposes, so you guys owe me one. One note of caution here is to make sure that you're only sending this to your landlord that you have on file, and make sure the memo says rent for whatever month I'm paying for this house. And there you go. No one really talks about this method, but you can actually use BILT with Venmo. Now let's go over the other sections on this app. Let's talk about another important section that's going to be just as important as the rent tab, and that is going to be the travel tab. When you click on the travel section of the app, you can see that there's 2 options, book or transfer. Let's just focus on the transfer section, as BILT partnered up with points.me, which is a really big deal. Point.me is a really useful app that finds award availability using your credit card points. For example, if you put New York to Paris one-way business class, it'll show you all the available flights and how many points you need in order to book that flight. It's an absolute great tool that helps you maximize your BILT points, and it's really crucial if you want some really awesome business class seats. In this example, I did New York to Paris, and you can see that it costs you anywhere from 57,000 BILT points all the way up to 80,000 BILT points, which is really cheap considering it's a business class seat. This is an amazing redemption, and I found it all using the BILT app. Now, another amazing thing about this card is going to be its amazing transfer partners. When you scroll down to the end of the travel page, you can see all the transfer partners. Now, what sets BILT apart even more is that they have the two best transfer partners of all time, World of Hyatt and American Airlines. It is really rare to have these two transfer partners. Only Chase transfers to Hyatt, and no other credit card company transfers to American Airlines. But a little pro tip here is to make sure that you always transfer your partners on a rent day when they have a special promotion. Every rent day, they always try to make an effort to give you a bonus on your points. For example, last year, we could see that there was a 1.5 times multiplier whenever you transfer your points to Virgin Atlantic. For example, every 1,000 BILT points that you sent to Virgin Atlantic would give you 1,700 Virgin Atlantic miles. BILT points are worth so much. Specifically for this reason, they are very, very generous with their bonus offers for you. I think last year for Hawaii Airlines, it was a 2 times bonus. So if you sent 1,000 BILT points to Hawaii Airlines, you would get 2,000 Hawaii Airlines miles. And that's all there really is for the travel section. If you want to keep an eye out for those transfer bonuses, make sure to subscribe to me so that you can check out whenever they have a really good bonus. The last 3 tabs are going to be the BILT for You tab, the neighborhood tab, and the wallet tab. The neighborhood tab is just basically BILT's partnered restaurants, fitness classes, things to do where you can get extra points. For example, if you like to go to a nice restaurant in LA, on top of the 3 times points on your dining, you can get an additional 3 times points, meaning you get 6 times points at that specific restaurant. The only thing really cool here is going to be the dining section. The other things are kind of whatever. Now, the BILT for You page is kind of like your home page. This is where you find all the rent day challenges, the points quest challenges, basically just news about the BILT app. And the wallet tab is where you would find your credit card statements, when your account is due, all the normal stuff that you would usually find. Overall, once you get the rent down and how to transfer points, the BILT app is pretty intuitive. There's not much to it after that. This card is literally my favorite card of 2024. It allowed me to book 2 business class seats from London to LAX for a fraction of the cost. I think I sent over 50,000 points, and that got me like, I think 150,000 Virgin Atlantic miles, which really helped me get 2 business class seats for dirt cheap. And what's even better about this card is that it has a $0 annual fee. And for $0, you get transfer bonuses, you can earn points on rent, you get point multipliers, protections, everything. This card is the best card of 2024. If you want the card for yourself, I'll make sure to put the referral link down in the comments below and in the description of this video. It would help out my channel immensely if you use my referral link. Yes, I do get points, but it would really help me out and I would really appreciate it. Now, if you want to check out why I believe this card is the best card of 2024, make sure to check out this video right here. Thank you guys so much for watching. I super appreciate you staying till this long, and I will see you guys on the next one.